I think I've got it figured out. Oh my god. Alright, 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. Hopefully everybody can hear me. God, I am the most tech savvy person I've ever met personally. So yeah, so just bear with me. Official good guy Jack, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Cool. Looks like everybody can hear me. So I'm just gonna wait a second here and wait for people to show up. Diego, what's up, man? Gonna wait for a couple people to show up and then we'll get rolling with it. I'm gonna play a little bit of guitar as well throughout the evening. And does it do that weird compressing thing? Like if I play. How's the audio on that? Is that too loud? Does it get compressed? Does it get distorted? Turn it down a tad. Let me know how that sounds. I'm gonna do my own. I got the chat rolling here and make sure that it sounds good. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing well? It's good to see you. I have the house to myself, so I figured I'd hop on and say hi to everybody. How's the audio on that? Is that too loud? Is it compressed? Is it distorted? Turn it down a tad. Yeah, so it gets compressed. Oh well, I'll just run with it. So everybody here tonight, what I want to do is I just want to just talk about the title of this video, and just talk about like, do you need music theory to play metal? Do you even really need music theory at all? And why people don't use it, why I didn't use it for such a long time, now why I do use it, and is it overrated, just etc. I'm just going to talk about the whole thing, my whole journey of having no knowledge of music theory at all. And just, from point A to point B where I am now. And then ultimately, do you even need it going forward? And, is it overrated, etc. And then after that, we'll do our usual Q&A. We'll talk about all things guitar and music and whatever you guys want to talk about. And then we'll get out of here. I'm going to plan on going for about an hour tonight. And yeah, I just hope everybody's having a great night. It always takes me a second to get into the stream mindset because I'm a very quiet person. I don't really talk a lot. So it's hard for me to be a one-man show, but we're going to roll with it and we're going to get started. So for me, my music theory journey started with absolutely zero. I was self-taught. I mean, technically, I guess I still am self-taught, but I was self-taught for 15 years. I've been playing since 2003. And so I guess... Okay, maybe not 15, like 13 or 14 years, let's say. And I've never had anybody ever tell me what like a diminished seventh was, or a minor seventh, or, flat seven, or flat fifth, any of those terminologies that you hear all the time, especially in like jazz and classical rock. And for me, it always bothered me, but at the same time, I knew for the most part, metal players and rock players didn't use that type of stuff. Everybody was just, very comfortable with... their power chords and stuff like that. And so that's just what I ran with for 13 years before I had to go to school. I used my GI Bill to go to community college for about a year. And that's when I was forced to learn music theory because I had to do it for a grade. And I did a lot of work with jazz musicians, and jazz musicians are so much more advanced than I ever was, and I was so impressed with their knowledge and their ability to like pull chords out of their hat and just like throw them on the fretboard. And they could play multiple instruments, they could play piano, and they could really do so much stuff, and it was really impressive. And there I was. I walked in, and day one, the teacher said, "What's your background in music?" And I said, "Well, I have zero music theory, but I could play any Pantera song you give me. Just give me about 2 or 3 days." And I said it kind of like as a joke, but nobody laughed, and like it like fell flat. Like I thought people were just gonna like get a little chuckle out of that, and people fell flat and didn't understand. I was like, okay, I guess my metal jokes aren't funny. But anyway, so I just had to learn, one for a grade, but two, because these kids, man, I call them kids, they were younger than I was. Man, they were just so much more advanced than I was with music theory. And so by playing with other musicians, it taught me that you can incorporate music theory and music theory based chords into metal. I would, play my jazz and my classical guitar with these kids, and then I come home and then I would write my own stuff or, create demo songs, whatever. And I would start to incorporate these chord shapes and stuff like that. And it took my basic understanding of the fretboard, which was non-existent, and it like forced me to like know, it sounds ridiculous, but like know the notes on the fretboard. Like now I have every single fret memorized and every single string in standard tuning, and then even some more in drop B and stuff like that. But I have this entire thing memorized, and it was just like after a series of patterns and, just a series of just being put on the spot in class and being like, okay, put your finger here. Like, I go like, all right, put your finger here. All right, what note is that? And I have to be like, well, if this is an octave, this is a D, this must be a D. And like, it was like, I would get yelled at. That's not quick enough. We need to go, go, go. And man, it pissed me off because I didn't know as much as some of these other people. I could still play. I mean, I was always a pretty good player. I mean, like I always could shred a little bit. I could play. But, it wasn't until I met these kids and these teachers, man, I didn't know as much as I thought I did. And I wasn't as good as I thought I was. And, what I'm getting at is this. Somebody said it on either a comment on this video or something like that, or in my social media. And I raised the question, do you need music theory to play metal? And the analogy was, do you need to know knowledge of working out? No, you can still work out, but it doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't necessarily mean you know what you're doing in the gym. And so, like, I put my own analogy on it. It's kind of silly, but it's true. It's like, you may not know how to cook, but you can go to the grocery store and throw stuff in a pot and hope it comes out right. And sometimes you might have a good concoction, a good mixture, and sometimes it's not. But you won't know until you try it a million times or you study how to cook. And that's how I approach this. That's how I approach music theory now, especially for our genre. I mean, I was the quintessential metalhead where I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like, just I would be reluctant to use any sort of theory, and I'd be like, oh, give me like a D, like this is drop D. They'd be like, give me a D7, and I'd be like, all right, now give me a D minor 7. Like, it didn't matter. I would just play power chords and chugs and jazz, and it was kind of funny, and it was kind of like I kind of ran with it and fake it till you make it. But I would go home, man, and I would like learn the fretboard, and I would like do these chord analysis and like chord analyzers, and like I'd put my fingers on the virtual fretboard, and it would spell out the chord, and I'd be like, oh, all right, I gotta memorize that. And so then I'd go into class the next day, and I'd be like, oh, look, I knew this all along. You know what I mean? But in reality, I was just like I didn't want to be put on the spot, and I didn't want to be that guy in class anymore. And what I learned from all of this being scrutinized and put on the spot, I learned that I personally think you do need music theory for metal, for jazz, for rock and roll, for anything, for a couple reasons. But the main two are, it just makes your workflow a lot easier to know what the notes are and know what you're doing. And a segue off of that is, if you want to take yourself seriously, or you want to take your musical career or your music in general seriously, it's always best to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's with anything. It's like, if you don't know, if you're a race car driver and if you don't know the functions of everything inside the car, and you just know where the gas pedal is and how to turn left, I mean, sure, you can be a good race car driver that way, but if you don't know like the ins and outs of the clutch, the brake, the gears, how to shift, what all the gauges mean on your dashboard, if you're just relying on solely like, I don't know, man, I just hit the gas and go fast, I mean, sure, you could win a lot of races that way, but you could also get into a lot of wrecks. And so you could get into a lot of wrecks on your fretboard if you're like, if somebody's like, all right, play an A power chord, and then like, all right, now play a solo over it, and you start to do this. And like, you have no idea what you're doing. No, it's just like you're going to be creating a lot of dissonance, and you're just going to be guessing. Like, I just tuned up. If I'm in G major, I'll be like, all right, what's the relative minor of G major? Somebody will be like, I don't know. And you have to like either figure it out, or if you don't have any idea of what this stuff means, then you're just going to be like, I don't know. And then you're that guy. But if you go home and you take the time, you'd be like, all right, what's the relative minor of G major? And you'd be like, oh, it's E minor. You know what I mean? And like all of a sudden, you're just like that much more advanced as a musician. So if you take the time to know what you need to know, and just the ins and outs of your instrument, it just makes you that much more reputable in whatever community you're in. And it just makes you a better musician. And then you can start to incorporate the different modal shapes, which is a totally overrated thing. Modes are so easy and people make them out to be so hard. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you just know the little bit of the basic formulas, you can incorporate it into metal rather than just being like, I don't know, Most people, if I played that simple chord progression, people would be like, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what those notes are. And just like, at the end of the day, just kind of like makes you look unprofessional. Now, I know people are going to say, dude, you met Jim Root, and Jim Root doesn't know music theory, and he's fine. Yeah, but Jim Root's also in a band called Slipknot, who's probably the second biggest metal band in the world right now. Probably the second biggest band in the world right now. And he can afford to not know music theory because he's making millions of dollars and is endorsed by Orange and Fender amps. Me and you aren't Jim Root. We're not in a band called Slipknot. We're not playing in front of millions of people every summer on tour. We're the everyday man, everyday musician trying to make a living. And although it doesn't necessarily mean you need to know music theory, but if somebody says, hey, I got a session for you coming up, and somebody says, okay, I just need you to play the relative minor of C major. Just give me a pentatonic shape of C major, the relative minor, and you just go. Relative minor of C major is A minor. And it's just simple things like that. And then this is not anything intricate, this pentatonic solo. I mean, that's nothing intricate. It's just a simple little solo, but it would fit in the key, and it would make sense. So, applying that to drop tunings and 7 strings and 8 strings, it's all relative, man. Even things such as intervals, knowing what a perfect fifth is. I mean, a perfect fifth is just a power chord. Or a perfect fourth. Stuff like that. I mean, if you know those intervals and then you throw in like, okay, give me a tritone. Give me the evil chord. Just stuff like that. Just little intricacies like that. You don't need to know a lot. I don't know a ton. I mean, but I know it decent enough to speak the language and speak the lingo. And at the end of the day, all music theory is a tool and is a language to speak to somebody else who's trying to interpret what you're doing or interpret your song. So I think you do need it. Now, people argue all the time metal isn't a very musical genre. I disagree. Like I said before, man, if you hear, like, I'll tune down real quick. So now this is a power chord, a drop tuning. This right here, tritone. Just something as simple as that, just going one space above the perfect fifth, tritone. Now it looks like I'm speaking so much more intelligently, but at the end of the day, man, it's just like knowing how to count to 5. It's so much easier. So much easier than everybody makes it out to be. So, I'm going to turn to the chat real quick and answer some questions, say hello to some people. We got 26 people watching, man. And it's good to see you all, and I hope you all are doing well. And if you have any questions about music theory, if you have any questions about me in general, about anything at all, I'm more than willing to answer for you. I just wanted to get that off my chest and get a nice little intro going and get you guys thinking about some questions and stuff like that. My knees hurt. Hello, Tim. What's up, man? Death by poisoning. What's up, my dude? Thinking about quitting, man. Don't quit. Come on now. Yeah, dude, come on, just stick with it. I'm not a shredder. I'm not like a virtuoso. I'm not a Satriani or a Steve Vai, but I love the instrument. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are. If it makes you feel good and if it makes you like feel something in your soul, by all means, man, just keep going. Stick with it. We'll talk offline. Tim, what's up, my dude? Mobile Decay. I can't play any songs. E minor. Oh, you guys are talking about the relative. Yeah. You guys know it. Do I have an instructor? Yes, you're looking at him. I am my own instructor, man. I tried taking lessons for a while, but like my lesson, like for me, what I got out of lessons was guitar lessons are more focused on technique, and that's like, no, I'm not trying to like say like I'm an insane guitar player, but I feel like I've been playing for such a decent amount of time now. Like I'm kind of like at that point where like I'm not going to be getting too much better at guitar. You know what I mean? Like this is what I am. This is who I am. This is the player that I am. You know what I mean? Like I'm not all of a sudden going to be able to figure out or even be interested in figuring out a totally different shredding Yngwie Malmsteen type of style. You know what I mean? Like I like riffs with a little bit of solos, and that's who I am. That's what I want to roll with going forward till I die or till I put down this instrument. And so now what I learned with guitar lessons, they're not for me. It's very technique based. But music theory lessons, like you could be with a piano player, a trumpet player, a drummer. But if you can talk the language of music theory, it doesn't matter who you're getting the lesson from. It's all the same thing. It's like if you're learning how to speak Spanish, it doesn't matter if somebody's from Mexico, from Venezuela, Colombia, you know, like if they speak the language, or the United States, if they speak the language, it doesn't matter where they come from or what their background is. Just like with instruments, it doesn't matter what your background is. You're all speaking the same language. So for me, I just learn by myself now. Now I love to like create my own lessons and my own workshop. Like if I want to learn, hey, okay, I'll give you a quick example. If I'm in D major, I want to play the Dorian scale. This is really basic. What is the Dorian scale of D major? Oh, well, it's just you go up one whole step, E major, D to E, E major, or E Dorian, that's the second mode, and then, you know, just go from there. That's a totally terrible example, but my point is, if I don't know something, I just go and find it, or I make myself work through it and find it. If I want to figure out a chord shape, you know what I mean? If I want to go, what's that? Well, it's root fifth, and then the root's underneath here. Well, what's this? If I go from the 8th to the 9th, I got a 1, a 5, and a 9. That's a power chord with an added 9th. You know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that. If I don't know the answer, rather than going to a teacher, I just look it up, or I just like make myself, hey, stupid, you've gone to school, you know this stuff. Don't be lazy. Don't Google it in case you get the wrong answer. Make yourself work through it. So I'm my own instructor. And this is like such a cheesy little plug, but I am doing lessons on my Patreon page. It's $30 a month. Once a week you get a Skype lesson or a Google Hangouts lesson like this face-to-face where you can talk to me. Had a lot of good feedback. I'm doing lessons for people in like Australia and Brussels. It's like really cool, man. It's a lot of fun. Point being, if you guys need any help, just all the info is on my Patreon page. It's $30 a month for like 4 or 5 lessons a month. So do the math. I mean, that's pretty cheap. But yeah, I'm going to limit it to about 10 people. So I got a couple spots left. If this is interesting to you, I'd be more than willing to help you out. I got written lessons on there as well. And if I don't know the answer, I'll Google it, or I'll make myself figure it out either on the spot, or I'll get back to you via email and help you out. Because by you asking me the questions that I know the answer for, it makes me a better teacher, a better player, and we can all benefit from it. So shameless little plug, but in all seriousness, like I am doing that to help myself and to help you, and I think we can all learn from stuff, from talking the language. It's a lot of fun. I love it. You know what I mean? I love music theory. Rated, what's up, my dude? Hey, everybody go subscribe to Rated. He's incredible, talented. What would you call yourself? A graphic designer, artist? You know, like your video, not really video, but like Rated's like, he came up with some sick logos, and I'm thinking about reinventing my my brand, my logo and stuff. He helped me out of the kindness of his heart, and I think once I hit like around like 20K, if I ever do, knock on wood, I think I want to reinvent the brand of my channel, and I'm going to definitely hit him up. So if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Rated. Incredible dude. Now I got to answer your question. Anyone who plays the guitar knows theory. People undersell themselves and oversell what theory is. Theory is just the way to explain what we are playing, explain how it fits and what does and doesn't work. Dude, you want to come to my house and teach this with me, or just like hang out with me? Dude, like spot on. Not to make it all about me, because you are 100% right, but if I could just add to that, I thought initially, like, if I know theory, dude, if I know theory, I'm going to turn into, like, this sick John Petrucci player that's going to be, like, touring all over the world, you know, just like, dude, I'm going to be killing it. I got to, like, I got to the end of the road of, like, okay, I know theory, and, like, I literally am the exact same person. It's like if you go down the Yellow Brick Road and you don't get to Oz, you just go to your house and you're just like, oh, I guess I got to go home now. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make you like a sick technical player, but it allows you to talk the language, and it's fun. It's fun to talk that stuff. And like, it's like a video game that never ends. You can go so deep into music theory, and I don't think anybody in the history of ever has learned all the music theory that there is to know. And if you incorporate that into like a video game, it's like playing Call of Duty or playing, I don't know, you know, Call of Duty, sure. I don't really play video games anymore. If you play Call of Duty and like you can never get to level 1 million or, you know, whatever. Anyway, it's like Nazi zombies, but you never die. And the zombies keep coming. That's the best way I can describe it. And it's hard and it's challenging. It's not super easy, but you won't die, and you'll keep getting zombies and keep getting the ray gun and the Zeus cannon. Hope that makes sense. So, Rated, very good job, sir. Say hi to some people in the chat here. Turn up the guitar. You turned it down at the start, didn't you? I did, but I didn't want to like clip the audio, and I'm using it more or less for like visual, like a graphic tool, just so I'm not like playing air guitar, because I don't know, I don't want to blow your head off, and I don't know, it never like sounds good through the speakers or anything. I'm playing my Orange Rockaverb 50 Mark II with a Stunless Effects damage control in it, and I'm recreating somebody's signature tone for a video. I just finished recording it before I got on the stream. That's why I was a little late, and I was having some serious technical difficulties. But anyway, I don't even know. I'm just getting off track here. Bobby Lopez, hey Ray and everyone. Ray, do you miss your Gibson Modern at all? Never mind the Gibson BS. Okay, assuming that Gibson didn't do all that nonsense, do I still miss it? No, not really. I loved it and it was sick. But the one thing that always sucks with newer Gibson especially is because of like the chambered bodies, they lack the balls of like a heavy chunky sound. Like my 92 and my 78 and even my 2001 Les Paul that I never show on this channel anymore. Those guitars, I guess because they're not chambered, but like they all had this like sound where like I wouldn't want to change out the pickups. But the Gibson Modern, it sounded great, but like it just wasn't doing it for me. It just like, it was like I needed it to go to at least 8 and it was sitting at a 5.5. You know what I mean? So I totally don't regret it at all. I just wish Gibson wouldn't suck, man. I just wish they wouldn't suck. And I didn't want to put a target on my back for liking Gibson and playing Gibsons, because anybody who plays a Gibson, man, it's just like you'll find the trolls that come out of the woodworks and they'll just start hating on you because you're playing Gibson. So I was just like, dude, I don't even want to play it anymore. That's why I haven't played my Gibsons very much until very, very recently. Where the F do you start? If referring to music theory, dude, it's so easy. It's so easy. It's like people think it's like this big thing that's like so intricate and so advanced, dude. It's so easy. It's just like it's just like learning. It's like learning 12 new numbers and or 30 new numbers depending. Like there's 12 notes in what's called a chromatic scale, and the scale just repeats. There's only 12 different tones you can get before they start repeating at a different octave, and there's only 7 excuse me, there's only 7 diatonic, which means 7 notes that fit in every key, and there's 30 keys. I believe it's 30 keys if I did the math right. Yeah. And that's it. So it's just like you just have to know these little things, and then you have to know how to get to where you got to go. There's a series of whole steps and half steps that always repeat, that always are the same, and that's it. And then you just like drag and drop your information, and then you put it through your checklist and your formula, and then what comes out is the key you're in, the scale, and what notes you can and can't play, and that's it. It's really, really simple. I used to have one teacher that told me there are people that are born to play guitar, and there is you. If you're referring to me, man, thank you. But if you're referring to you, I totally agree. Thanks, man. And I'm going to assume that's a compliment. I don't want to insult you, but thank you if it is. And if it's talking about you, by all means, man, you're the man. He wasn't that good until he got the Glary. Dude, the Glary, like, changed the game. Like it raised the bar, dude. Like, I was, like, a solid player, dude. But, like, as soon as I got that Glary, I was like, dude, fuck, yes. I am going to be an absolute monster on guitar. And, I mean, and it reflects. I mean, it stays in tune. It sounds great. Great pickups. You know, I don't have to do a lot in post to make it sound good. I mean, it sounds incredible through a Boss Metal Zone. I mean, well, that part's actually not too far-fetched. But anyway, you got jokes, man. Have you ever tried a creepy lesson? I have no idea what that is, dude. I have no idea. What is a creepy lesson? Some dude slobbering on himself playing Nate. Dude, what are you guys talking about? Dan, what's up, my dude? Just wanted to say hi, big man. Also wanted to say to the folks kind of doubting themselves in the live chat, it's hard work and that helps and gets you better. Pay attention. I'm going to read this again. Pay attention. I want to say to the kind folks doubting themselves in the live chat, it's hard work that helps you get better, not being natural talent at it. You guys can do it. You are the man, Dan. Guys, if you haven't checked out his channel, very, very talented guitar player, and probably the best hair that I've ever seen, and that is not even a joke or an exaggeration or a way to be nice because he said something nice in the chat. That is very true. Check out his hair, check out his channel. Very good player. Dan, you're the man. Patriots fan, but I'll let it slide. Yeah, guys, it's so... Alright, you want a quick lesson? I'm going to give like a very basic lesson. I don't know how well you'll hear the guitar, but I'll use it as a visual more than I will use it for tones. So, in the key... Let's see, what key... So, every guitar... Oops. It'd be helpful if I tuned up right. Alright, so I'm in tune. Everything starts with the major scale, and C major is the quintessential, like, easiest scale to learn because there's no sharps or flats. And, you know, that's more advanced already in the sense sharps and flats are advanced. But every note in C major has whole notes. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I think a lot of people know this. So all you have to do is know that it goes whole step, C to D, whole step, D to E, half step, E to E, or E to F, excuse me, whole step, F to G, G to A to B, and then a half step, C, back to your root note just one octave higher. Every major scale goes whole step, half step, whole step, half step, and then you're back to your octave. You're back to your root note, your key. That's pretty common. Everybody knows that. Or a lot of people know that. How did I learn that? Just by memorizing. It's just like, how did you learn to count to 10? You just memorized it. You just did it. So by implying that series of whole steps and half steps, Now you know all the notes that belong in that key. So now, what people, especially in metal, I know a lot of people don't do this, is they don't memorize their fretboard. They don't know what the notes are, and that's where like the disconnect is. It's like I don't know. Again, going back to NASCAR, it's like, okay, here are the pedals, here's the clutch, the brake, and the gas, but I don't know which one's which. I just guess. It's like, dude, sometimes you're going to hit the gas and go forward, sometimes you're going to hit the brake and go nowhere, and sometimes you're going to hit the clutch and you're not going to do anything either. So it's like, you have to know the notes if you want to know music theory. It's very, very simple. They all repeat. It's all based off of patterns. There's a reason why the guitar is tuned the way it is. It's a series of perfect fourths, a minor third, and another perfect fourth, because some genius thought when doing chordal shapes, it would be easier to tune the guitar that way. And, you know, I'm going off on a tangent, but back on the C major. If I know that C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C are all in the key of C, now I just know I can play any one of those chords, with exception, which I'll get to in a second, any one of those chords and any one of those notes. So if somebody's just playing a C chord, a C power chord, or we'll go C major chord, a very happy sounding chord, I can play any one of those notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and it's right in the key of C. So I'll play a G and an A. That's my solo. It sounds bad, it's not very interesting, but it's right in the key of C. And so a lot of people get tripped up on it, like, well, what notes do I play? You just got to know what the notes are in the key, and you put it through your formula of C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, or whole step, half step, whole step, half step, and repeat. It's really simple. And the last thing I'll say real quick is a quick 10-second lesson is when you're playing chords, when you're playing riffs when you're playing riffs in a key, all you need to know is that the first, the fourth, and the fifth chord are major, the second, the third, and the sixth are minor, and the seventh is diminished, but nobody even really plays diminished chords anyway in Western modern music. So you really only need to know 1, 4, 5 major, 2, 3, 6 minor. That's it. And if you don't know what the 1, 4, and 5 are, well, if you take your key, C, F, and G, 1, 4, 5, C major, F major, G major, those are 3 major chords. And in minor, you go D, E, and A, right there. And then if you want to go B diminished, ooh, you're fancy now. Now you're talking jazz theory. Those are all your chords. And that's it. That's all the notes, all the right notes you can play in C major. That's it. That's it. And then you can do whatever you want with it. That's so simple. It's like so basic. That's all you have to know. And that's music theory. Like that is literally the entire thing of music theory. Now you can go even more advanced and like talk about all these modes and stuff, but modes are all the same stuff, man. I talk about that in my lessons and stuff like that, but it's so simple, man. I hope I didn't lose anybody there, and I hope I'm not like insulting anybody's intelligence by saying it's super simple, but it's like you just need to know 7 chords, 7 notes, and then you literally can do anything you want, and that's music theory. That's like, it took me 20 years basically to understand that. Even before I was playing the guitar, like music theory when I was in school, I was like, oh my god, what is this? You know what I mean? It's like learning long division. I never learned how to long divide because by the time I had to learn long division, I just like would cheat on my tests in elementary school, and then I would have a calculator. So, you know, it's I shouldn't have said that, but it's true. I did. I cheated because I didn't know how to long divide. I didn't know how to do music theory either. All right, I'm going to turn to the chat. I'm seeing a lot of people blowing up. I got a super chat. Mobile Decay. Dude, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Super chat. Dude, that might be like my 3rd super chat ever. So thank you, man. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. It helps me out and goes a long way. You're the man. Thank you. Thank you so much, dude. Ray, do I want $20? If I give you $20, how would I feel? I'd be very happy. Is this a test? Is this I don't want to. If you gave me $20, I'd be more than happy. But I feel awkward. I feel like I'm digging a hole right now. All right. If you do want to contribute, thank you so much. And if this is interesting to you guys, like we'll keep going. Like if you have suggestions or questions, ask away, and we'll knock this stuff out. I mean, my friend Kevin, if he ever pops in here, he's always really good to talk about too. He taught me music theory, man. Alex, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Can I play an E chord? Yeah, I can play. Hell yeah, I can play an E chord. So, you know what? I was gonna turn on my orange rocker, but screw it. So E chord. So a plain old E chord. That is the E chord, and the bar chord, the E major chord shape. If you know the cage system, that's what that is. I should talk about that in my lessons. But E chord, or so real quick with chords, I'll just not, since this pop in my head. All you need in chords is you need a root. Well, actually, you don't really even need. You just need two notes, and then you can almost like make a case for whatever you want. Like with, for example, C E G, root third fifth. That's a major chord. C E flat G. That's a minor chord. C E G B. That's a major seventh chord. C E G B flat. That's a dominant seventh chord. What I'm doing right now, I'm not trying to like be all flashy and like, oh, look how much I know. I'm just spelling out chords because these are like the chord names and this is how the chords go. But if I just played, let's see, if I played A, E, that could be a number of things because it's really not defined too well, because the less notes you have, the more you can make a case for something else. Let me show you what I mean. So if I was to do, if I'm in E major now, if I'm in E major, run with me here. So E, F sharp, G, A. The A in E major is the 4, right? Okay? If you don't know this, it's fine. I'm just telling you, just so we can, prove a point here. So here's an A, here's an E. In A, if I want to call this an A chord, A, E, that's a power chord. That's an A5 because it has root fifth. That's why it's called a 5, 1, 5. Because E is the fifth note in A major. Just like in C, it's CG. That's C5 because 1, 5. It's the power chord of C. The fifth in C is G. Okay? So if I'm in A, E, 1, 5, if I could, what's called invert that, now if I make, all of a sudden, if I want to call this a different chord, I can pretend that this E is my root note, and that is the note I'm emphasizing. And now this A, although it's lower, it's in the bass, I can call this a suspended chord because it's a sus4 inverted, first inversion, because A, or E to A, that's 1, 4. E, F sharp, G, A, 4. E, 1, A, 4. Now all of a sudden, my A5, I'm calling it an E suspended. Now suspended is just a terminology for anything, any chord that is a sus2 or a sus4, emphasizing that interval. Sus2 is adding the second in the key, and sus4 is just adding the fourth. That's all that means. And it's like, why is it called like that? Why isn't it called like an E4 or something? I don't know. It's just how it's called. Just like, why isn't a perfect fifth called a major fifth? Because reasons. You know what I mean? Like, a major fifth is a perfect fifth just because somebody decided that back when they were writing, music theory for the first time. Confusing, but it's just like the stupid rules that you have to follow just because. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I'm going to turn to the chat real quick. I hope this is making sense, guys. I literally love this stuff. If I wasn't doing what I'm doing with STL Tones, I would pursue a music theory degree even more so. I have my associate. Well, I'm one class. I'm a jazz history away from my associates, but I can finish that at any time at a community college. Point being, if I wasn't doing STL Tones and doing what I love to do, which is create stuff on the internet, I would pursue being a music teacher. And I still do it on the side for fun because I love it. You know what I mean? I live for it. I'm so glad I figured this stuff out. And I want to at the end of the day, I just want to help you guys because it's a lot of fun. And it's fun applying it to our genre of music, which is rock and metal, because it's not used that much. What would you say is a good balance between speaker size and wattage for solid state combo amp to start playing small gigs? I have 100% zero idea, sir. I'm going to read that again. What would you say a good balance between speaker size and wattage on a solid state combo amp to start playing small gigs? I think that's very specific and doesn't need to be. I think for a small gig, you just need a 1x12 with like a 30 watt, 50 watt. It's always good to go bigger so you can go louder. So you get a little bit more headroom and you don't start feeding back, immediately. But yeah, small gigs, man. Most amps nowadays are just stupid loud anyway. So it doesn't even really matter. Hope that answers. It's basically the difference between being able to be a true musician and write with originality and being a dude in a cover band or someone who is biting off their own favorite bands and not even knowing. I agree with that. I agree with that to a point. If you know theory, you can still be influenced by somebody, but I just think not. You can still be original and not know music theory. I just think it's just more or less you know how to speak the language and can articulate the tonal options and what you're trying to convey to the listener more than trying to rip somebody off or more than trying to be original. You can still be original, not in music theory. Like Rage Against the Machine was extremely original. Limp Bizkit was extremely original. Korn original. Why am I saying all these new metal bands? Let's see. Let me go old school here. I can't think of an original older band. I mean, I guess Metallica was kind of, you know what I mean? Van Halen was like the first party band of the 80s, and they were like 78. They were like original, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And I don't even know if Van Halen knows any music theory. Nirvana, very original. Although Alice in Chains is a way better grunge band. Like, factual. As musicians and as artists. Controversial opinion, I think Nirvana is extremely overrated, and I think they're probably the worst grunge band out of the big four. Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Pearl Jam and Nirvana. I think Nirvana is the worst. I mean, they're great songs. I mean, I like Heart-Shaped Box and stuff like that, and, all apologies, but, man, like Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains just rip it up, and I think Nirvana is just kind of like a garage band. I don't know. What am I even talking about? Play a Z minor real quick. I literally don't have enough strings for that, sir. I need at least 8 more strings to get down to drop Z. Tom Carter makes no sense. What doesn't make any sense, man? Perfect Fifth is called that because the sound waves are perfect to each other. Is that why it's called like that? Hate to ask a question because I don't want to take away from the focus of the stream, but what is Jim Root like behind the scenes? Seems like a cool guy. Huge reason why I started guitar. I have no problem answering that question, dude. It feels I just texted my best friend, who was actually filming his debut filmography, was filming me and Jim Root. I taught him how to use my camera like an hour before. It was such like a rig. It was just like so thrown together that it was so funny, so Mickey Mouse, small production, and we were like back there with the big boys. Anyway, I texted him yesterday saying I had a vision of us being kids listening to Slipknot, jumping on the trampoline at our other friend's house, and then now 11 days later, like 16 years later, we got to hang out with Jim, and basically I can call Jim Root my friend now. And that's like so crazy. I didn't tell this story yet. Off camera, when we were setting up, he's talking to Brad, and he's like, or talking to me. And he's like, yeah, me and Brad were talking. And I was like, hey, Brad, I'm going to do this rundown with this guy from Philadelphia that I basically became friends with over this new jazz master. We've been talking, and, I really want to do this rig rundown. And it made me stop and think, like, I'm actually friends with Jim Root. Like, I hit him up on his birthday like a week ago. We were talking very briefly. I don't want to interrupt him. He's an extremely busy guy, but, it's just like what I'm getting at with your question. He's like the nicest big celebrity I've ever had the privilege of meeting. I mean, I've met O.J. Simpson. I've met like a lot of sports guys like Pete Rose. I've met, I don't know, Dr. J. I've met Dan Marino, John Elway. A lot of sports guys. My father's really big into sports. We met a lot of people like that. Anyway, Jim Rue is the best out of all of them, and I'm not just saying that, man. He's just like, he's like the nicest person, and like I said before, man, it's really crazy. I can call Jim my friend. Extremely thankful to that he like is into what I'm doing, and vice versa. He's the nicest person, dude. Such a good dude, man. And yeah, I don't want to push my luck, and I don't want to jinx myself or anything, because I had the time of my life, once in a lifetime experience, meeting Jim, becoming friends with Jim. But I would love to just hang out, not even doing any press. Like, I don't even have to make another video, but I would love to hang out with him and just see where his final prototype Jazzmaster ends up before it comes out into production. Just because like I would like to see what had changed, if anything at all, before the time that, or since the time we hung out before it gets released or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I would just like to just hang out with him and not like interview him. You know what I mean? Just like be, as would everybody, I'm sure. But yeah, I hope we can make that happen. Maybe if he's in town in Philadelphia on like the second half of the We Are Not Your Kind tour. I'm sure they're gonna come around in 2020. I'd be really surprised if they didn't. If not, if that doesn't happen, that's fine as well. I'm not trying to like push my luck or like overstep my boundaries. Jim's a great dude, man. Beyond thankful for the opportunity. Beyond thankful that we became friends. Yeah, great dude. Hope that answers your question. Let's see what else is got everybody else talking about. I feel like it's a tool to help you better execute your artistic vision with efficiency. Yes, I agree. Oops, I agree, Dan. But when I write, I don't necessarily use theory to start off with. I use theory on the back half. Like, I'll write a riff, and then like I'll dissect what I come up with. Like, I play intuitively, but then once it's over, I like sit back and I dissect it, and that's like when I come up with, like, if I want to come up with a solo through a chord progression or something like that. You know what I mean? So I write instinctively, and then I go back and I dissect it, and then I add theoretical layers on top of it. Like, I'll add like a minor third harmony, perfect fifth harmony, find some dissonance, some major sevenths, some minor seconds, stuff like that. Yeah, so I agree with you to a point. You're not wrong, but I just use it a little bit differently. Wow, Nirvana seems more original to me. Hey, you agree to disagree. Beatles, Led Zeppelin were kind of original. Yeah. Yeah, Tom, he's a very humble dude. My only noteworthy celebrity meeting was Nico McBrain of Iron Maiden. Nico McBrain, I met him at a bar Maiden show last year, recommended drink. Hey, try. Like, hell yeah, man. Called you mate. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, so real quick, I just want to talk one last thing about theory, then I'm going to wrap it up for theory, because I don't want this to turn into school. This is Friday night. We're hanging out, and I don't want to be preaching to the choir here. All right, guys. One last thing I will say about theory is, with drop tunings, it makes it even easier than it needs to be. So I'm going to drop, let's say this is, I think we're in E standard. Yeah. So now we're in drop D all of a sudden, right? Ooh, we're in drop D. Every time you drop, you make it that much easier to use music theory, because all your chords are right here. Those are all your chords. So if your key is drop D, what's the fifth of D? Well, D, E, F sharp, G, A. A. So I got to find an A now. Well, if I know, okay, if this was an A in standard, and all of a sudden, boom, here's an A. So now I can use, that's my A chord. And now I don't even have to like fret like this. I can just go like that. And then I can start to articulate and start to flesh out newer chords. Like, there's that add 9. And I can start to do like this. Anyway, you don't have to focus on being so like traditional in chord fretting, where you can literally just make your whole hand a capo and then figure out a chord like this. And you can get as crazy and intricate as you want, or you can be as boring as you want. It doesn't matter. Point being, when you drop, it makes it easier for theory and the theory side of things, because your chords are already right here. That's why Mark Holcomb always plays with his thumb. He's got a giant ass thumb when he drops, because he's like, all right, well, root fifths here as a power chord, and then he like flushes out chords like this. My hands are way too small. I can't do that. But he doesn't know theory. He says he doesn't, but he does. And the fact that he knows he can flesh out chords with this root fifth power chord, and then you can flesh out anything underneath it and figure out what types of tonal options you want. So that'll be the last thing I'll talk about theory. So guys, if you are interested, on my Patreon, we are doing music lessons together once a month, $30 a month. No, once a week, $30 a month. We can set up whatever you want to do within reason. I have my STL Tones job. That's a full-time job, but if I need to do a lesson on my lunch break, I'll certainly do that for you if it fits into your schedule. Whatever works. I'm going to limit to 10 people. Got a couple spots left. And I've been getting a lot of great feedback, and it's a lot of fun. And, if this stuff's interesting to you, or if you're frustrated like I once was about music theory, I'd be more than willing to do my very best to help out. And to sum up this whole topic of this stream, do you need music theory for metal? I certainly agree, because it makes things easier to talk the language, and makes it easier that, hey, if I want to have like a really spooky sound all of a sudden, if I'm in drop tuning, okay, that sounds happy. How do I make it sad or scary? Well, rather than just trying to be like, and trying to figure out just by guessing, and it takes forever. You can just be like, oh, if I just lower one of either one of these notes, if I just lower it, all of a sudden now I have a tritone. So stuff like that, man. I'd be more than willing to answer any of your questions online, one-on-one, in person, set up with your schedule. And I think it'll help us out both, because like I said in the very beginning, it helps me out be a better teacher, and it helps you understand the stuff that I once never had any idea of what the hell was going on. All right, so that's all I'm going to say for music theory. I want to turn to the chat if anybody has any questions, anything at all. Super chats, man. If you have a super chat, that'd be amazing. It's not expected. I'm not looking for it, but if you want to help out, man, by all means, that'd be amazing. Thank you in advance if you even decide. So, yeah, I ain't got the first clue about music theory. Maybe time to sell all this gear and get a Harley. I completely disagree. You can't play metal on a Harley. You can't play bleed on a Harley. So, don't do that. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want, but nah, man, don't give up. Why is everybody saying they want to give up? This stream was supposed to be like helpful and beneficial and fun and show everybody how simple it is. And it's not meant to be disheartening at all. I hope I'm not like making people want to quit, man. I want people to be inspired. Everybody keeps saying how hard it is and how stupid they seem. And dude, you guys are selling yourself short. You guys know theory, you just don't know how to articulate it. Don't quit, man. Don't quit. Come on, nobody quit. That's not what my intentions were, man. Come on, you're making me feel bad now. Don't quit. Ray, if you don't try the drop B G sharp tuning, I will haunt you. Well, lucky for me, I don't know what that is, so I can't be haunted by what I don't know. Think about it. I don't know what that is, dude. I'll be completely honest. What is or was for dinner? I had sushi, actually. I picked up some sushi. I'm home alone. My fiance's at a Halloween party. She's Chucky tonight, and her friend, she is the bride of Chucky. So that's cool. It's a costume contest. I am not one for going out. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't like crowds. It gives me anxiety, and especially at the army. Not to get into anything specific, but loud noises and crowds really used to affect me really, really bad. I've gotten better at it, but yeah, just like going to a bar late at night. Really, just the thought of that really stresses me out. I don't like noises. I don't like crowds. I just want to be home and quiet. And I'll let her go have her fun with her friend. I hope they win the costume contest. That'd be really cool. But nah, it's not for me, man. Let's see. Yeah, I got a lot of comments here. I really appreciate it, guys. No architects. Okay, you guys are arguing about tuning, so I'll let you hash that out. If you could have anyone's guitar, which guitar would it be? Right now, off the top of my head, whose guitar? Whose guitar would I have? One guitar. Okay, just this isn't like my final answer, but I was just thinking. I just was watching a rig rundown of Architects, and I don't even know the dude's name, but he has an LSL guitar and he has a signature butterscotch telly looking thing. Dude, that thing looks so sick. And I was like, oh man, I could get that. How much could it be? Like what? Like $1,500? You know, oh, I'll sell something and I'll save up for a month and then I'll make ends meet. It's like $3,500. Yeah, so I'm not gonna get that LSL. But another one I think I would like would be an Adam Jones Les Paul Custom. Like what does he play? Like a 78, 79, 80, something like that. That's like my dream guitar. Like a dream guitar was a Les Paul Custom, an old school one, and I have my 78. Super thankful for that. But the Silver Burst is like my ultimate dream. So those would be the two picks right now. One modern, one vintage. Oh, I'm thinking about doing another custom build with Kiesel. But I want to get this exact same specs. I'm starting to fall in love with this guitar. Again, I fall in and out of love with it. I'm starting to love it again. I think the pickups are okay. They're not the best, but I think I'm going to roll with it. But I would love to have this guitar, this exact same roasted maple neck, jumbo stainless steel, 24 frets with the blocks. But I would want it in a silver burst. I think that would look absolutely killer. No top, just straight up silver burst. That'd be sick. I think that would be my next guitar. Jimmy Page play with a drop A with the metal zone. Facts. Any good books or lessons videos you would recommend? Yeah, there's this guy, Stay Metal Ray. He has a Patreon page. He does lessons for people that watch his stuff. It's really good price. He's a really good dude, really handsome, talented, smart, very, very articulate, scholar, athlete, organ donor. I ran out of cliche stuff. I don't know, man. Good books and stuff, dude. I don't know if you missed it in the beginning of the stream. I don't really like have like a set out thing anymore. I just figure it out on my own. I figure out what I need to know on my own just by working it out. And I had the absolute honor and privilege to use the GI Bill to figure out where and how to use music theory in school. If it's feasible, school. Best case scenario, go to school for music theory. Not everybody can afford it. Not everybody has the time. Totally understand. But I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. Let's say you can't go to school. All kidding aside, I'm not trying to say hang out with me. All kidding aside, I would spend time just learning the fretboard. Learning the fretboard and learning basic minor, major, dominant, seventh chords. And then go from there. That's my honest, genuine opinion and advice. Hope that helps, man. Seriously. I was only kidding about following me on Patreon. I thought you were left-handed. How do you play right-handed? I'm left-handed and play right-handed for years. I don't know if I ever said I was left-handed. I'm ambidextrous. Just because I've been hurt. I think I need another elbow surgery. My elbow hasn't been healing properly. It's not right. And I made an appointment for a follow-up with my surgeon. Super disheartening. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about that. I don't want to get bummed out. But I'm ambidextrous because I've learned, I couldn't use this arm for 2 years, so I had to use this arm. Now this arm's hurt. Now I'm back to using this arm. So it's unfortunately, I've been hurt so many times that I've learned to use both hands and do things both ways. I can't play guitar left-handed, but I don't know if I ever mentioned that. But if I did, I apologize because I don't know where. But yeah. Super chat. I got a super chat for $5. I gotta scroll up. Who gave me that chat? Thank you so much. I gotta find it. Dude, James, got a Squire Fender Telly Jim Root sign. Are you going to sign? I think it means SIG. Are you going to do upgrade on this guitar? What pickups would be best for this guitar? Dude, James, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Man, thank you. You're the man, dude. All right, I'm going to go deep on this one because you deserve it. I'm going to get a Jim Root Squire. I'm going to get a Jim Root Squire very soon. That'll be an unboxing video and demo and then shootout and yada, yada, yada. So if I was you, I would wait just a little bit longer for the new Gym Root signature pickups coming out at Winter NAMM 2020. That would be my honest pick. But if, let's say, you're like me and very impatient and want things every second of every day of every minute or whatever, you want things immediately. That's how I am personally. Right now, I'm really digging. Got a couple answers here. I would go passive, and I would go with Lace finger burners. They're a little dark. They're very creamy. They're not super articulate, and the highest of outputs, moderate to high output, and a little dark and a little mushy and creamy. But I really like the sound, and it's really unique. It's not like the traditional 8160, 8185, or like bare knuckle juggernauts, or whatever those things are. I don't even know what bare knuckles are. I haven't really played them that much. But I like Lace pickups. Lace pickups aren't bad. So if you can afford it, go Lace. If not, just wait, save up for the Gym Root one. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, dude. Do I know how to do work on guitars, like replacing pickups and fretwork? I know how to do pickups. Fretwork, no, not at all. I've never attempted that yet. I'm thinking maybe one day soon I will. But pickups, I always hit up my friend Kevin. I was mentioning him earlier, but I always hit him up. I haven't pulled the trigger on doing some pickup swaps for my Kiesel. He's just a super good dude, super good friend, awesome player, great guy. So like, any chance I can give him business, I just go to him rather than do it myself. Just because, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I could do it myself, but he's much better than I am. You know what I mean? So I just go to him. Upgrading a Gym Root Squire is sick. Hell yeah. Damn, best of luck, Ray, from someone who's got another 2-3 weeks from me to go to my recovery. Dude, yeah, you and me both, brother. You're it puts it into perspective when somebody else, unfortunately, has circumstances that aren't the best. And, I'm certainly thankful that I'm somewhat healthy. And I appreciate you for staying positive and helping me out. And, we'll get through this together, man. I'm in your corner 100%. If you ever need anything from me, man, I'll do my very best to offer in any way I can, bro. So I appreciate it, man. Dang, that subs you get better. I must have misunderstood what new other videos, but it makes sense because I'm left-handed. I write left, but play sports right-handed. I'm weird. My dad would write right-handed, throw left-handed, hit a baseball right-handed, play tennis right-handed. He was just as weird as I am. You know what I mean? I wouldn't call you weird. We're just different creatures, man. So it's all good. Last time I'll comment this for you, and then I'm out. Tune drop B, and then tune the low B to G sharp. And that's the Architect's tuning, right? All right, Tom. I saw you, bro. I just didn't get it, but I was gonna do some research after the fact. But all right, it makes sense. So C sharp, G sharp, E, B, F sharp, G sharp. Cool. I'll do it. Well, guys, last thing I'll talk about before I get out of here. I'm currently working on a project, you can't see it, in Logic on a tone video that I want to do, and it'll be out Monday, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this coming week. I got some stuff coming lined up, but then I'm also gearing up for like the holiday season. That's when stuff's really going to be coming back around. This week was a great week. I was on Riff Wars with Fluff. It was very hard for me to keep that a secret, and it was so much fun to do Riff Wars, and I was surprised I didn't get that much hate at all. I thought I was going to get torn apart in the comments and stuff, but I didn't. And yeah, Fluff's an amazing dude. Another thing was like, I can't believe I'm friends with Fluff. A bucket list on the YouTube thing and just musician thing. He reached out to me. He's like, dude, let's do Riff Wars. And I had my riffs to him in like 36 hours. I was not going to be that guy waiting around for like months and months. I was like, dude, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing to do. Don't mess it up. Go for it. So, like, I spent all night working on my riffs, getting them right, and I sent them over to Fluff, and Fluff's the man. Can't believe it. Super thankful that he reached out to me. I can't wait to meet this cat in person, maybe at Winter NAMM 2020. That'd be a lot of fun. James, another super chat. Dude, thank you so much. Got Lace in my Strat. Love Lace too. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Lace is great. Lace is awesome. I don't have that. I've only played like 3 different sets. I played the drop and gain. I played the what's the one? what's the one where it's like black and silver and it doesn't even look like a pickup? I've played that one once in Georgia a long time ago, and then I played the Fingerburners. I like the Fingerburners. A cool passive pickup. They're really unique and different than anything else I've tried. Like I said, just kind of like a very Mastodon-y sound. That's the best way I could describe it. I'm not a huge Mastodon fan, but when everybody thinks of like the grungy, sludgy type of mushy sound, they say Mastodon. So that's how I call it Mastodon, just because reasons. You know what I mean? Ray, you are the best, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. You all are the best. You guys help me out so much. This year has been absolutely crazy and has far exceeded my expectations. And it's just like, it's been, when you stop and think about this year, it's been so thankful. It's been so crazy, and I'm so thankful for everybody this past year. And you guys are awesome. Every single one of you, man. This is like, I can't believe like I'm doing what I love for a living. Quick little story, just quick 2-second caveat. When I got out of the Army, I was terrified. I was petrified. And I don't ever get nervous or anything in life, but I had to make a decision. Do I either just do what I hate for a paycheck, or do I take a huge cut in pay, struggle, and fight and grind and do what I love? And here we are. I'm fighting and grinding every day, and it's extremely humbling that people are into me and into what I do. And I haven't made it yet, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm anything special or anything successful yet. I'm the everyday man, just like everybody else, trying to do what they love. And the fact that I have so many people behind me and into what I do, I can't believe it. I'm super thankful. And yeah, just thank you everybody. I always say it all the time. This is our channel, not my channel. You guys are just as important as I am, if not more important. So thank you. Just forever grateful. Thank you so much. I get like I'm getting emotional. I don't want to get too sappy on you. What's your favorite baritone? I don't understand what a baritone is. So a baritone is just a longer scale guitar. So this is a 25 and a half. This is a 20 half and a 5. And no, seriously, this is a 25 and a half. All the baritone is just a longer scale. It's like a 27 and a half. I think that's the standard baritone. I don't like baritones at all, personally, but if I had to pick, I'd definitely go with that one, that LSL from the dude from Architects, hands down. But I don't like, hypocritical, I don't like baritones. Just in the fact that I don't know, man, I'm so like such a dad at heart. Like, I love Les Pauls and I love Strat styles, and I don't know, baritones like up, I say this, but then come tomorrow, I'll be like, dude, I need a baritone. I'm going to go get a baritone. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, but at this very moment in time, I don't own any baritones. I don't want any baritones. But if I had to pick one, that LSL, that's my favorite, hands down. It's a beautiful guitar. It's so sick, but it's way too expensive. I love the Easter egg of Slipknot in the background of the video with Fluff. Yeah, man, I tried to make it more interesting. I tried to have some fun with it, be on the cell phone, pretending I'm sleeping, put Slipknot in the background, play only Jim Root guitars, because it's kind of like, it's almost a meme that I'm like the Jim Root guy all of a sudden. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to embrace this. I'm only going to play my Jim Root Strat, my Jim Root Telly, have Slipknot in the background, fully embrace the Slipknot-ness. And yeah, I'm not necessarily that obsessed with Slipknot, but I was feeding into what people kind of know before now. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna make it a thing. I'm the Slipknot guy, and that's fine with me, man. I'm glad I'm the Slipknot guy. I love Slipknot, my favorite band of all time. Working on another fan art for you, dude. Thank you so much. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of nice comments and funny comments from trolls and stuff. But I'm starting to get fan art now from this one particular gentleman who will remain anonymous. Absolutely killer artist, and I save all my stuff, and man, super thankful for fan art, man. I have fan art. I don't even call it fan art. I have friends art. You know what I mean? It's so cool. People take the time to draw pictures of me. That's insane. It's sick. I love it. I'm so thankful. It's so cool. All right. Later, Shane. What kind of picks do I use? So I am extremely picky. No pun intended. H-Bomb, what's up, dude? Thanks for the Riff Wars are sick. Thank you so much. So no pun intended or pun intended. I'm extremely picky with picks. I play only one pick, and I've tried other stuff, and I will never play anything again. Dunlop Sharp 1.14 millimeters, the purple ones. That's the only picks I ever play and will only ever play until I find something better. But I love how big it is, and I can like do this, and I can like really grab onto it, and I can really, I don't know, I love how sharp it is. I don't like when there's like a rounded edge on a pick, because then it doesn't have that pick attack. It doesn't bounce off the strings as good for me. So I love that, and I like how it's thick. I don't like flimsy picks. So this is the only thing I'll ever play until I find something better. Listen to much death/black metal? Nah, man. Black metal, absolutely not. Not for any other reason that I don't like the music. It just has nothing to do with the whole belief behind black music. I could care less what they sing about. You know, like, I love Cannibal Corpse, and they sing about some pretty gnarly stuff, but I like the music. I just don't like death metal's music. I think this is very boring. I don't know, it's just not for me. And then it just so happens that people that like black metal, and it just so happens that some people that like black metal like to cause destruction on certain religious buildings. And all religion aside, just the fact that you're being destructive, I don't support that. I don't know why people do that. Yeah, black metal's a little too dedicated. It's just music, man. We're all just here to just hang out and just have fun and enjoy life. I don't think we should spend life being destructive and being angry at groups of people. I don't believe in that at all. I don't understand why certain people like to be hateful and destructive. We're all just here hanging out, man. I'm just here hanging out. And but at the same time, if that's what you believe, if you believe in being destructive or being hateful to a certain group of people, by all means, man. I don't judge. I don't support it, but I've said it a million times, there's certain things that I do I'm sure you wouldn't like. And that's fine. We're all just here. We can all get along. If you like death metal, doesn't mean we can't be friends. I'm just a dude just hanging out. But for me personally, death metal, or black metal is not for me. Death metal is cool. I like deathcore a little bit more than death metal. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Hey Ray, looks like you're getting back into your usual grind. Glad you're getting healthy again. Rock on, bro. Thanks, Bob. I never stopped, actually. The day after all my surgeries, basically. The day after my hip surgery and the day after my elbow surgery, I was in front of the camera. And then 2 days after my elbow surgery, I was playing again. And I couldn't move. But like I did my Sunless Effects video, and I just had gotten out of surgery. Unfortunately, I was on medication. Don't support that recreationally at all. Not saying that. Not saying it's cool. Anyway, point being, I was still medicated, still fighting through it because I don't ever want to stop. I don't want to ever lose momentum. Doesn't matter if I'm sick, tired, just off the operating table, whatever. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing until I reach the goal. I don't know what that goal, well, I do, but there's not like a set number goal, but I want to make something out of myself and our channel. It doesn't matter to me what I feel like or how I feel. I'm going to keep going and I will not stop. And literally nothing will break me until I die. That's my mentality. It could be a bit redundant and a bit overkill and a bit silly, cheesy, cliche, but it's just how I live my life, man. It doesn't matter. I'm going for it, and I'm going to make it. And so thank you, Bob, for saying the kind words, but I'm never going to stop. I haven't stopped, and I'm just going to keep pushing. So thank you, man. I appreciate it. Am I into Norma Jean sound style at all? A little bit, not really. Nothing, I don't like know them so much, but they're okay, not bad. Allow me to quote John Lennon, when you talk about destruction, don't you know you can count me out? Hey, that's very true, man. I have a pick like 2 millimeters. Oh my god, it's big. Melodic death metal is about as far as I stray. So I don't even know what melodic death metal is. I don't know. Right on, man. I play with my arm in a cast. Hell yeah, Bob. I mean, yeah, it's just like, a lot of people, if you're passionate about something, like if you like to paint, if you like to read, if you like to write, if you like to create things on the internet, if you like to be a graphic designer, stuff like that, you're going to do it regardless, no matter, how you feel, if you're not having a good day, etc., blah, blah, blah. You're going to go for it. And I mean, unfortunately for me, I keep getting cut open every single month. And people don't seem like, people wouldn't know unless I brought it up, because like I just won't stop. And I'm not like some badass or some hero or anything, but it's just like my stubborn mentality is like, dude, I have this goal. I'm going to reach it. And I don't care what happens or what gets in my way. I'm going to make it and I'm going to reach it. And that's just how I live my life when I'm passionate about something. In Flames and Children of Bodom. Children of Bodom's sick. In Flames is cool too. Yeah, I think I like Children of Bodom just a tad bit more than In Flames. 3 must pedals to have, maybe 5. Play metal. Ooh, 3 must pedals. I'll go 5. All right, I'll raise your 3 and I'll call your 5. Whatever. I'm trying to make a poker reference. It didn't land. Just don't judge me. 3 pedals. Boom. TC Electronic Century Noise Gate in the effects loop. Fortin 33 in front of the amplifier. Fortin Grind as an overdrive in front of the amplifier. Carbon Copy Delay, either in front or in the effects loop. And the Jimi Hendrix Mini Wah pedal. How's that for you? Fluff posted that like a while back and said it's extremely limited. I didn't even realize it. I have a Mini Wah just sitting out of frame. It's the only wah I use when I do use a wah, but I don't ever use wahs. But anyway, get off topic. Those are my top 5. Fortin 33, Fortin Grind, Carbon Copy Delay, wah pedal, TC Electronic, Century Noise Gate. Are you still jamming your MT-15? I love mine. Yeah, Barry, I got it. It's where is it? Oh, it's over here. It's down here. I have it. I don't play it. Nothing against it. It's okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like a mood thing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're in the mood for certain things. Like right now I'm on this huge orange kick all of a sudden, on the rock reverb kick. Before I was into EVH, and I still am, but you know what I mean? Like it's just like I just get in these moods of like, this is the amp I'm going to play, and I love this amp. Just the MT-15 just hasn't been that amp anytime in recent past. But it'll come back. It'll be the main amp, my favorite amp at some point, I'm sure. Digitech Metal Master. Hell yeah, bro. Ray, where do I live? You can get as specific as you want. Just curious about what state, town. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Born and raised just outside of the city. Live 10 minutes from the city now. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Shout out Eagles, even though they suck. I write case studies for a local magazine in my spare time. One of my studies about the murders of Mickey and Trudy Thompson. Even won an award recently. Hey, congrats, bro. Yeah, see, it's like it's, even though we love music and metal and rock, whatever you want to call it, like, we still have a lot of passions. My passion, if I had the time, if I had another one of me, like, boop, 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 that was me cloning myself. That's what those noise was. Don't judge me. Don't unsubscribe. I can't even talk. Anyway, shut up, Ray. Anyway, if I had another one of me, if I had a second me, if I could make a second channel, I'd love to make a horror movie second channel. I am obsessed with old school 80s slashers. That is my life. That is my favorite types of movies. And if I had the ability to make more time in the day, if I had 48 hours in the day rather than 24, I would make a horror movie channel and do movie reviews on like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, rank them all, rank all the Jason's portrayals, rate all the Jason masks, rate all the Michael Myers masks, rate all the Freddy one-liners, Chucky, Scream, Leatherface, etc. I live for those movies and I watch one almost every single night. That's why October is my favorite month. Reminds me of being a kid watching these old school horror movies. Reminds me of my dad, who's no longer with me, watching those movies with him. I get extremely nostalgic in this time of year. And so my second hobby, if I could have one, would be make a second channel about horror movies. So that's awesome. You like to write case studies, man. That's really cool, man. Congrats on your award, dude. So, I mean, should we all have our own passions apart from our full-time or major job or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, I live for horror movies. That's my passion. Music and horror and going to the gym. Although, unfortunately, going to the gym is not really a passion of mine anymore because I physically can't do it. At one point in time, I was close to 200 pounds of like rock solid where I had no neck. And I deadlifted 600 pounds once in a competition the day before I went into the Army. Anyway, I have a lot of passions just like you have a lot of passions. And it's a lot of fun hearing about other people's passions because we can connect on different levels. It doesn't have to be solely on metal music. You know what I mean? Cool stuff. Tom Carter, Jamson time. You live in Allentown, dude. I went to Penridge High School. You ever hear of Penridge High School in Bucks County? That's where I went to high school. Is the Rocky statue actually a real thing in Philly? Yes, it is. It was on top of the Rocky Steps. It moved to the Philadelphia Spectrum. Now it's back at the base of the Rocky Steps. It's a real thing. There's an old school picture of me on my Instagram from 2013 with me and my best friend Joe at the Rocky Steps at the Art Museum. If you want to dig on my Instagram, if you want to creep on it, it's there, man. It's a real thing. Penguins or Flyers fan? Neither. I'm a Devils fan because my parents are from Central Jersey. And my dad was a huge New Jersey Devils fan, so guilty by association. And I'm also a huge New York Yankees fan, but not New York Giants fan. It's weird. I like the Eagles, the Devils, Devils, Yankees. Those are my teams. But like I like the Phillies. I root for the Phillies if I can. You know what I mean? Like if they're on or they're doing well, whatever. And I root for the Flyers all the same because like I'm, it's my hometown. But I just grew up with, other New Jersey influences. So. Child's Play, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Halloween 3, etc. Dude, Halloween 3, extremely overrated. We have to talk about that. That's like a whole nother stream. I could make a thesis on Halloween 3. So underrated. Guys, you guys are awesome, man. I'm having a lot of fun. See, like, this started out as music theory, but now, like, we're talking about life, and we're talking about what we like. You know what I mean? Like, leave down your passions down below. Oh God, I feel like I'm on camera. Well, I am on camera, but making a YouTube video. I'm digging a hole. I'm not getting out of this hole. What I'm trying to say is, if you have something you're passionate about, let me know and we could talk about it. Maybe I'm into it too. You know what I mean? Like, we could just talk about anything. Thanks, Ray. Writing is my own way to keep mental health. Hell yeah, dude. The award, though, is nothing more than a name in the best writers section. Don't discredit yourself. That's incredible. In the local newspaper with a little trophy. Not much. Dude, that's one more trophy that you have that I don't have. That's incredible. Congrats. Don't undermine yourself. That's like, if I could put it in perspective, that's like me saying, oh man, I only gained 100 subscribers this month or something. You know what I mean? Like, dude, that's 100 more than you had the month before. Don't discredit yourself. That's awesome. You're moving and you're being recognized for your writing. Doesn't matter how big or how small. Like I said, that's one trophy that I don't have. That the second place best writer didn't have. You have it. So don't undermine yourself at all. You wrote it because you're passionate about it and you got recognized and rewarded for it. So that's awesome, man. Hell yeah, dude. Do I own an Axe-Fx? What do you think of them? Yes, I bought an Axe-Fx 2 XL in 2017. It sits on my desk just over here. I don't use it anymore. I bought it because I thought, like, oh, if I get an Axe-Fx, it'll, like, sound so sick. It'll be so cool. It was cool, but was it worth the investment? Absolutely not. I think Axe-Fx is now even more so. It's only been 2 years. But even more so, they're extremely outdated. When I bought that, plugins were just at the like peak of like becoming super sick. Like in 2017, the only real plugins that were killer, the only ones I could think of was like the JST stuff. I don't think is good. Like apart from Menace, I don't like their plugins at all. I mean, you guys know how much I hate Misha Mansour's, and Jason Richardson's I don't think is very good at all. Guilty Pleasure's okay. Ben Bruce is good. I forgot about Ben Bruce. Ben Bruce's is good. But apart from that, Bias Effects and like a little bit of Bias Amp was good. But like now, 2019, even if I didn't work for STL Tones, like come on, we all know STL Tones and Neural DSP are like the top. Like I don't think the PRS by Waves is any good. It's okay, but I don't think it's any good. My own opinion. But like, dude, the Nameless suite, the NTS suite, the Will Putney suite, the Andy James suite, the Howard Benson suite, the Plini suite, the Nolly suite. It's like, or, the Archetype Nolly, the Archetype Plini. Make sure I get the names right. Like, I mean, come on, dude. Like, Neural and STL Tones are like the top two. Like, and I think it's pretty much accepted. That's why I'm seeing like Kempers and Axe-Fx's aren't really like a thing as much as like, let's say like 2013 or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, Neural and STL Tones, put my pick down. Neural and STL Tones are like it's crazy. Like, one will put one out and another one will put another one out. And like, okay, so here's the bar. Like, Neural, boom, Nameless Suite. Boom, Howard Benson Suite. Boom, NTS Suite. Boom, Pliny Suite. Boom, Will Putney Suite. Boom, Nolly. Boom, Andy James. It's like, oh my God, like, how good is this stuff going to get? It's been a lot of fun just being a fan of both companies. And now I work for STL Tones, and now it's like, guys, I get to use the STL Tone stuff. I always said, like, you can watch these videos on my channel. Even before I was hired with STL Tones, I always loved the Will Putney Suite just a little bit more than the Nameless Suite because of the tonal options. It was like, I love the Will Putney Suite, and I love the Howard Benson. Now I love the Andy James. I think the Andy James is incredible. Has an EVH built in and a 6505. Like, oh my God. And now that I have the opportunity to use these products for my job, dude, it's so sick. And it's fun being in the mix as an employee of all this, because I know how excited people are going to get once this stuff is out. And it's so fun. It's incredible. And back to the Axe-Fx thing, it's like, why would you spend, what? There's a sale on the Axe-Fx 3 for $2,000 now? Like, oh my God, it's only $2,000. Well, why do that when you can buy the Nameless, or like you can buy the Pliny Suite? It has cleans, crunch, and high gain. Or why not buy the Andy James, because it has the AC30, it has a 6505 and an EVH. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even being a salesman right now. I'm just being a guy right now. You know what I mean? Like, I love STL Tones. It's my favorite plugin company, and I work for them. But like, I give credit where credit's due. There's a lot of good options out there. And so why use an Axe-Fx 2 or an Axe-Fx 3 when you can buy the Andy James, or you can buy, just whatever, buy the Ben Bruce, buy the Tosin, the Toneforge Misha Mansour. Buy it. You know what I mean? Like, if you love Periphery and you love that tone, go for it. It's going to save you a lot of money, and you don't even need an Axe-Fx anymore. So I think they're on the extreme downcline because of brands like STL Tones and brands like Neural and so like, even Waves and, Bias. There's so many good things. Again, I'll say it again. I think STL Tones is the best. I love STL Tones. I'm extremely thankful I work for them, and I think they make the best products. But if that's not your cup of tea, there's other great companies out there. You know what I mean? And, at the end of the day, like, we're all creating awesome stuff, and it's just a fun time to be a guitar player, because this stuff is not as expensive as even like a real tube amplifier or an Axe-Fx or a Kemper, and they sound incredible. Hope that answers. That was a tangent. That was a really big tangent, but I just get so passionate about it because I love that. I love the tonality Andy James, and then the Revenant pedals coming out, and the Revenant pedals in the suite. Oh my God, it's so fun. It's so fun. I love STL Tones, man. Love STL Tones. They're sick. They're sick. And then the Emissary, the original Emissary, and then Ignite and STL Tones linked up together and like combine, like not really combined, but they're like business partnerships now, like where the Ignite 2.0 is being offered by STL Tones, but Ignite creates it, and then Ignite also created the Libra. The Libra's sick, where you can blend your own plugin option or IR profiles into your own IR and create your own IR. Dude, so sick. Like, this stuff's so cool, man. You don't need a $3,000 Axe-Fx 3 or whatever. You know what I mean? Oh man, I got a ton of people chiming in now, boy. Have you ever seen F13 Vengeance yet, Ray? Nah, never heard of it, bro. I don't even know what that is. You gotta watch the new American Horror Story season 1985. I started to watch it, Shane. I did not like it because the opening 10 minutes was like, oh my God, Reaganomics. Oh my God, Live Aid. Oh my God, Back to the Future. Oh my God, cassette tape. Oh my God, insert another 1984 reference. Oh my God, let's just talk about the 80s. Oh my God, we're doing aerobics. That's our opening shot. Oh my God, we're in pink sweatpants. Oh my God, we have pink headbands. Oh my God, we're on rollerblades. It's like, dude, I get it. You ever see like Summer of 84 or even Stranger Things? They do it subtly. And dude, it like really turned me off because it was like so over the top. I couldn't stand it. American Horror Story 1984. I got so put off by it. It was like 80s, 80s, 80s. Take all this 80s stuff. We're in the 80s. Don't forget. I was like, dude, like, back off, man. Let the story develop. It was so bad. I didn't like it. And maybe I just, like, shortchanged the whole season. Maybe the season's good. I hated it. I hated it. Let's see. Top 3 80s horror movies. Halloween 2. Halloween 3. Third one's hard. Halloween 2, 1981. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. The Thing. 1982 is The Thing. I like John Carpenter, if you haven't noticed. What are your thoughts on the Headrush pedal board? I had one. And I sold it, if that answers your question. It's cool. I did a demo of it. It's on my channel. The high gain stuff is pretty crappy in my opinion. It's okay, but it's just not that good. But it's really good using for live and like using for like a real tube amplifier and stuff like that. I think it's good and used for really good ambient cleans. But high gain stuff, I don't think it's good. It's my own personal opinion. There's only like 2 high gain amps. There's like a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, and then there's like a Soldano, and I think that's it. And like maybe a Mark V or a Mark II C Plus, but that's it. And that's like very limiting. How do you use IRs in recording software? So IRs, to put it in bare bones basics, an IR is like a digital snapshot capturing the air and how the speaker hits the air, and then it interprets those like waveforms, those like bursts of air, calibrates it somehow, and then when you put it into your own plugin, it creates an IR and it makes it sound like you're coming through that cab. It's crazy. So that's how it's used. And so like if you use the Libra with STL Tones, you can get like 8 different cabs from all the IRs that you want, and then blend them and then save it as your own preset, and then you have your own brand new cab combining all these cabs. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Friday the 13th Vengeance. Star CJ Graham. It's Jason's father, Elias. Dude has been on all over Facebook and all over socials. Pretty sure it was fan funded. Yeah, I never even heard of it. Friday the 13th Vengeance. CJ Graham. Yeah, he's in Jason Lives, part 6. I'll have to check that out, dude. Friday the 13th Vengeance. Mesas are dope. Hell yeah, dude. Mesas are cool. I wish I had a big, easy for me to say, you know. Oh, I want this, I want that. Yeah, doesn't everybody? I wish I had a big Mark V Mesa Boogie, because my Mark V 25 I absolutely love. It just doesn't have the right amount of bottom end that I wish it had. That's the only thing I wish it was different. It's so creamy and crunchy, but I just wish it had just a tad bit more of low end, and it would be perfect. The Thing was killer. What was the prequel to The Thing called? I think it was called The Thing, 2011. No, it's just called The Thing, I think, 2011. And I don't like it that much. Look behind you. Oh, God. I'm not doing that. That's like a really creepy thing to say. Because, like, now I'm, like, legit freaked out. I gotta do it now. You got me. Oh, my God. There's a heater back there and a cubby. Oh, my God. Hey, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Dude, an absolute honor and a privilege. Thank you so much for the super chat. If you're heading out, man, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. You're awesome, dude. Thank you, thank you. It looks behind myself. Messy room. Dude, I was like, that's like so creepy. That's like horror movie 101. I'm by myself. I'm home alone. Talking to nobody. Really, I'm just talking to my screen. And yeah, that sucked. Don't ever do that. I hate that. Dude, that freaked me out. Well played. Well played, sir. Dude, would you feel bad if I got murdered tonight? You'd feel pretty bad. That'd be a weird twist, like if I actually did die. I love Halloween, man. Halloween's sick. I love Halloween time. That is a freaky thing to say. Who has to look behind themselves? Dude, right? I played a Marshall Studio 15 at Guitar Center today. It was killer. A 15-watt tube and perfect for hard rock. Probably would need an overdrive to use it for metal. Yeah, like I found... When I was a kid, my dad loved Gibson and Marshall because Jimmy Page. And my dad was not a gearhead. He didn't know that much. But like I always thought when I got a Marshall, it would be like out of control, high gain, like an EVH. And when I got the opportunity to play like a JCM 800 at a guitar shop in Alabama, dude, I was like extremely underwhelmed because like, dude, where's all the gain? Where's the gain, sir? Where's the gain, sir? The gain. Where's, you know what I mean? Like I was just like, wow, it's very crunchy. There's no oomph behind it. And then even like with a dual rectifier, I was extremely disappointed because I thought dual rectifiers were like, you know, oh, metal, but you need overdrives for those amps. Really interesting. Let's see here. Seeing the Angle are releasing the Fireball 25. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Fireball 25. Yeah, I saw that. But honestly, guys, it seems like what people like about my channel is a lot of Slipknot stuff, and it's crazy to me. Like my gear stuff does decent. It does well. My Gear Through Years videos do well. But it seems like anything Jim Root related just blows up, dude. And it's like, it's cool. It's really cool, but it's interesting. And so like, it's weird. Like, it's almost like not necessarily pressure. I don't get pressure, but it's like, if I create something Jim Root related, it'll do well. Like it won't flop. You know, because like every time you put out a video, you run the risk of it flopping and, you know, not getting a lot of views, whatever. It's a learning process. So like I've learned, like I did a Jim Root Jazzmaster unboxing and it got like 33,000 views of just opening up a used Jazzmaster. It's crazy because I had the name Jim Root and Slipknot tie behind it. People love it. Interesting stuff. Every day should be Halloween. Every day is Halloween in my world. I watch how I have something so sick I should show you guys. But it's not, it's downstairs. I'll have to, all right, I'm going to do it. All right. I promise you this. I'm going to do, I think next Friday or something like that. Whenever Halloween is, like the next Friday. So like a week from today, I'm going to do a live stream. I have something super sick to show you. It's Halloween related. It's really cool. I'll share it with you guys. I don't want to get it now. It's a little bit of a process and I don't really want to just like keep you guys sitting here awkwardly because then next thing you know, the murderer will come out of here at a screen when I'm not here, hide, and then you guys will watch me get murdered. I mean, come on. Who wants to watch that? That would be pretty crazy though. I'm not a fan of Slipknot. Too new for me. Wow. Band that's 24 years old now. Wow, it's too old. Or too new, excuse me. Ray, check out the Origin Effects Revival Overdrive pedal. It has at least 5 good amp sounds. A little pricey, $650. But you get IRs too. Wow. It is expensive for a pedal, but I could take a look. We'll admit, watch that video on the Jazzmaster unboxing. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm glad you did. That's why I make these videos for you guys to watch. I'm going to show you. I'm not even going to repeat that, Tom. I'm a lurker, but the Slipknot stuff probably gets a lot of attention because nobody else really does it, at least not really well like you do. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's like, you guys know AJ Good, the House of Masks? He's like a mask channel. And I like it because I like Michael Myers and Slipknot and Jason. I like people in masks. So, like, I don't collect masks, but I like his channel. Anyway, it seems like every time he does something other than Slipknot, it doesn't get as many views because people like Slipknot because people don't do Slipknot stuff. So I guess like, you know, AJ certainly has a lot more subscribers than me. He got a huge influx after We Are Not Your Kind. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, you know, I do a lot of guitar stuff, but a lot of people do a lot of guitar stuff, and not many people do Slipknot stuff. If any, I might be the only guy doing Slipknot stuff. So like, I think going forward, I think I should embrace it more. Not that I'm pushing it back against, like, oh, I don't want to do Slipknot. I love Slipknot, but I just got to be careful with not doing solely Slipknot stuff because I don't want to do that. But at the end of the day, if I do Slipknot stuff, people love it majority of the time. I mean, there's people that don't like Slipknot, and that's fine. I'm not judging, or I don't care that you don't like Slipknot. That's fine, totally cool. But yeah, it's just like a lot of people. Everybody's doing amp demos, and everybody's doing pedal demos, and everybody's doing guitar demos, and everybody's doing cheapest demos ever since Fluff started that original series. Now it's like, oh, let's see how cheap we can get. You know, I mean, I did it today. $70 guitar through Boss Metal Zone. I'm proud of that video. I think it's really good. It's interesting, but you know, everybody's doing sort of the same thing, but there's not many people like myself that are doing solely Slipknot stuff, and I'm totally cool with it. So it's like a common balance, not a common balance. It's a fine balance between doing what I know will get views versus doing what is available now, because I can only do so much Slipknot stuff without it getting stale. It has to be relevant, but I can't do it all the time. So just thinking out loud for you guys. It's just like a common balance. Oh yeah, don't forget to smash the like button. Yeah, everybody says that. I don't say that. I ask you guys to subscribe if you'd like at the end of the video. But I don't do like, oh, smash that like button, bell icon. I don't know. I say if you'd like to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I think that's a nice gesture because I don't want to force anything. But hey, maybe if I did smash that like button and sub, maybe I'd get more subscribers. I don't know. Just not me. It's super a little weird. Whew. All right, guys. Well, I've been going for about close to 2 hours. If there's any pressing questions, now's the time because I got to finish up my video. I got to record something for a video coming out Monday. I'm just about finished it, but I didn't finish it because I wanted to do this stream. Talk about music theory. Now we're just hanging out, talking about whatever. Long story short, guys, if there's anything you want to ask it now real quick. But if not, that's cool too. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. And just, dude, a million thank yous. I started out, I think I'm going to do like an end of the year summary video. I think that'd be really cool. Do some highlights of 2019. But I started out this channel in 2019 with 3.3 thousand subs. And I wrote all my goals down throughout the year. I'll explain this more in a future video. But I, like at June, I wanted this number. At September, I wanted this number. December, I wanted this number. We've since surpassed that number. So this is all just bonus points for me. And it's not about numbers, but at the same time it is. I mean, it's all about analytics. And the fact that so many people care about me and get into what I get into, dude, it's a lot of fun. And it doesn't suck. And I don't take it for granted. And no matter where this channel goes, I'll do my very best to always include you all in what content is created. And I'll do my very best to always stay grounded and not be a dick, if I'm being honest, and not be so caught up in myself. I really value myself in that way, and I don't want to ever do that because you guys deserve it. This is your channel just as much as it's mine, and I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. So okay. I'm going to cap it right here. I got 2 questions, a couple comments, and then we'll peace. All right. Have I checked out Blue Guitar's Iridium Amp Ray? No. I don't know what that is. I got to get on that. Blue Guitar's Iridium. Okay. All right. If we get 100 million thousand likes, we'll use a Jason mask. Yeah, exactly. What do you think is the best scale for metal? Okay. Do you mean scale length? 25.5, but if you mean scale, like a scale, ooh, that's a good one. Scale for metal. Oh, that's easy. I would go Lydian. That is, let's see, what tune am I in? All right, Lydian. So all that is just a flat 7th. So it's a major scale with a flat 7th. And it creates like a happier sound, but it has this like weird interval here. So rather than a major 7, you go. It just creates a little bit of a dominant 7th type of sound, meaning it creates that like tension of a dominant going to the leading tone. So that's what I would use. Look up Lydian. Wait. Mixolydian. Oh my God. Lydian is a sharp 4th. Mixolydian. Lydian's a sharp 4th. Mixolydian's a flat 7th. Yes, Mixolydian. The EVH scale. That's what I would use. Sorry about that. Mixolydian. Lydian sharp 4, Mixolydian. Mixolydian for metal. Don't let me get you confused. Mixolydian. Flat 7th. Almost 2 hours. Thanks for the chat. Hey, no problem, dude. You're super humble, bro. Love your channel. Super excited for when I get a notification. Rock on. Dude, thank you so much for... Dude, make sure you hit that notification. Smack that like button. That's a nice segue, man. If we could get to 10,000 likes right now, I will chop off my own left arm. I'm selling out. It's starting today. I'm just kidding. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's the scale I go to the most. Yeah, absolutely. Mixolydian EVH scale. Got it. Yes, look it up. Just Google EVH Mixolydian. I was having a hard time, but thanks for you. I'm happy now. Dude, that's the most important thing. If anybody could be happy from me talking about what I love, we all win, man. And I really appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm going to get out of here, guys. It's 10 o'clock here, Eastern Standard in Philadelphia. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Be on the lookout for Monday's video. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Be smart. Be responsible. Enjoy it. And I'll see you guys Monday morning. All right, guys? I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Let's see if I can figure out how to end the stream right. I struggled last time, but I think I got it. I love you guys. See you later.